Okay, ladies, thank y'all so much for joining me today. And today the topic is parenting through the pain. Today, y'all, I have two beautiful ladies. They are part of the Miss Mississippi Plus America. They have different titles. They're going to tell you about their titles, but I just had to let y'all know that we have some queens. I'm a queen too, but we have some queens in here, baby. They got a title, okay? Listen, but we're here to explain to you how they went through um, parenting through their pain, and I'll give you some examples from me. We're going to try to be as transparent as we want because we want you to feel comfortable. We're sitting on the couch, and if we cry, we cry. If we don't, we don't. But I hope you gain something from this. I hope the ladies gain something from this, and maybe it'll help heal a wound for somebody that they didn't even know they needed to heal. So, going first, who want to go first? It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. So I'm Felicia Holmes Gordon. I'm Mrs. Mississippi Plus America Ultimate Woman. My platform is domestic violence, and I'm here to reach 1 million people to help them heal through their pain.
Look at you. You didn't claim these 4 million people. Okay. How about that? Okay. Sherelle, tell us about you, baby.
All right, I am Sherelle Lanier. I am Miss Magnolia Plus America. My platform is breast cancer awareness and breast cancer. So I do a lot of talking about, promoting self-breast examination, making sure that you're doing regular follow-ups with your primary care physician in the event that you have a lump in your breast, or if you don't, to make sure that you continue to do those mammograms.
Okay, y'all. And those that don't know, we were all in the same competition. It was a Mississippi Plus America. So we grew close and they wanted to do this one. And I'm so glad. Thank y'all for doing this. They are my sister queens. That's the term we use. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Here today, we're going to talk about. I had my questions up, y'all. Phone timed out, but that's neither here nor there. And whoever want to answer it, or we could all give our own answer to it. We're going to ask a few questions. I'm going to ask a few questions. We're going to answer it, and we're going to try to get to as many as possible, and go from there. So the first one is, how has your journey with body image as a plus size person impact the way you parent your children?
Ooh, that's deep right there because I have 6 children and 4 of them are girls. So being in a mentally abusive relationship where the person was telling you, that you're not beautiful, that you're big, you fat, you can't do this, you can't do that. It weighed on me. But once I got out of that situation, I had to make sure I connected with other people, other places that supported me and uplifted me and made me feel beautiful. So that's how I got started with Thick and Proud Sisters, doing modeling, taps in Jackson. And that helped me to reframe my body image I had for myself. And my girls saw me go through that transition. So hopefully, that also instilled in them a positive body image and how they looked at themselves. But it was rough for a while, child. It was rough. Yo-yo dieting, starving myself sometimes. It just wasn't healthy physically or mentally.
Okay.
And for me, I remember growing up, made fun of in elementary, middle school, even high school. And I remember how that made me feel. Um, I really have never been skinny probably since birth. Okay, so
I
hey,
think I was like five,
right. So I mean, it is what
5 years
it is.
old.
It is what it is. So I took what I remember, from the fat jokes to whatever, And I said, if I were ever to become a mom, I know not what to say or how to make, my son feel because I had been overprotective about my body image as majority of my lifetime being overweight or obese. Um, I always tell my son, try to dress good, smell good, because when you dress good, you smell good, you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I probably overly compliment my child, and I'm okay because guess what? He ain't got to worry about nobody else, complimenting him if they don't. Okay, Braylon, you show
Then
off
pour
today, boy.
into him. Tell him.
Yeah,
Tell him.
you show off today, boy. Because at this point, he is an adult body size, but with him becoming a teenager, it's easier for him to gain weight. He likes junk food and things like this, so I do try to
Mhm.
keep him active, but I try to make him feel as well about himself as he can, physically, because I mean that's what children need. You don't know how much encouragement, even if you tell somebody, hey, you may have, gained a little bit. It's ways that you can be positive about a body image without having a negative impact on that person. And
But I
so,
mean, still at this point, I'm still going through, the doctor telling you you're obese, telling me I'm obese, and I'm like, I don't see it. What you talking about? Just because, I mean, as Black women, we are
mhm,
shaped different. We
we
shape
are.
different. We don't have the same, clinical type of body as everybody else. So you telling me I'm obese, but the streets say I'm fine.
Not the street. Yeah.
And I do get what she's saying. And then it's also a stigma about, what's the stigma? I mean, oh, she big, she eat everything in the house. When simply, you have people that
Mhm.
will eat once a day, that allows the body to starve itself. So now it's holding on to what you ate, you know,
Mhm.
and a lot of the times there are people that are smaller in size. They may be petite and may be actually on target with their weight, which are the unhealthiest people. So then we got this stigma about whether fatty you are, the unhealthier you are, and that's not always necessarily true either.
That 100%. Cause baby, I see some thick mamas. They call them big bone. They can climb a pole and I can't lift myself up for nothing. So
Absolutely.
So we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I agree with you on that, Sherelle. Don't We can't judge what's on the inside of somebody by the outside, but that goes for so many different things. But
Mhm.
it just I know the medical field, depending on what doctor you go to, which is so important, you need to have one that's going to listen to you and support you because when you go in there with an ache and pain, everything isn't about because you're overweight. So that's what really bothers me. So make sure you get a physician that listens to you and hears your concerns.
Absolutely.
So with me, um, growing up, I was never. I don't, girl, I think I was 5. I might have one picture, one good picture of me small. I think I got like my breasts in 4th grade. 4th grade, I got big breasts. So
Mm.
hello. I was never able to really wear the Walmart bras. I always had to kind of get support. Now, when you said that you always hype your son up, hype him up. One thing that has gotten me through to this day is my mama always told me I was pretty. I never had to let, and nobody else had to tell me I was pretty. And when they tell me I'm pretty now, like I like the compliment, but I'm just like, oh well, my
I
mama
know
told
it.
me. Like my mama told me. Like Morgan. Morgan is not gonna be a small child. He was 9 pounds when I had him. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He comes from a family of big tall men. So I already know he's not going to be small. I make sure I tell him, you fly, you look good. I said, oh, you doing all of this. I said, the girls going to like you now. I'm warning you now, them girls going to like you. You going to be able to play basketball. You learn how to play instruments. I said, oh, you really finna serenade them. Like hello, I'm boosting him up so that he doesn't act, feel like, oh, I'm not handsome. No, you're that guy. You're that guy.
Period.
You're that guy
Period.
because you my baby, but you're that guy because you're that guy. Now,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Morgan had a few little girlfriends here and there. Yes,
Yes.
already little girlfriends. But I make sure he understands that it's okay. I'm like, it's okay. They gonna like you. I said, boy, you play football. What you mean? And I have to catch myself because I'll be wanting to call him Big Daddy, but he told me don't call him Big Daddy.
No, 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 no. We not gonna.
I'm gonna hype my baby up. Do you hear
That's
me?
right.
That's
That's
why
right.
when you said
Good.
I might
That's
hype,
good.
girl, hype him up to the ears of the earth.
That's
Like
right.
you're never gonna say, oh my, he not gonna say, oh my mama didn't tell me I was handsome. No, hype that baby up. Like I'm gonna hype more.
My children are grown and I still hype them up. But that's something I did not get growing up.
Agreed.
I was a little round something, up until I think I turned puberty hit, maybe 13. And then it started shifting the weight to more of, a voluptuous hourglass figure. But I was not told that I was pretty. I was not hyped up. So definitely I applaud the encouragement of your children and putting a healthy self-image in them and letting them know that you support them. You ladies are doing a spectacular job with that. And I've done that for my children and continue to do that for them. Even though they're grown now, I think they need it even more as adults. We still need it. And we support each other. We hype each other up and say, go girl, okay, I see you. Sherelle be like, okay, with the butt, and then and I'd be like, okay, girl, come on with the tits, we, excuse me, the breasts,
It is what it is. Okay,
we
I
we
told you we
hype
transparent.
we
It's
hype
how
each
it is.
other up, and I think and we need that because we can see when each other's down. So
Right.
it's the children in us that we're healing that child in us that we didn't get that when we were younger. So
That's
we're
right.
still doing it for each other now. So
That's right.
Yeah, we kind of answered the second question within this question about how we deal with our kids, but hyping your kids up is so important. Like, and
Necessary.
I have to, I have to watch because Morgan is smart, so I really have to watch what I say to him because he'll try it. So I have to make sure I when he does something that I feel like he shouldn't be doing, I'm like, now you too smart for that.
Hmm.
Or girls don't like that. Like, and I shouldn't. And I'm not trying to put emphasis on girls, but he's at the age where girls gonna start to matter.
That's
You
right.
wearing cologne? You ain't wearing a cologne for me. You wearing it for them.
That's
no,
right.
he wearing it for himself. He's
That
wearing it.
too.
He's wearing it for his, and that's what I think. That's the main thing that I try to instill in my children. Do it for you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when nobody else is around, you need to feel good about yourself.
Hmm.
So, I had one of my children, we won't say which one, but went through a period where they didn't want to comb their hair. They didn't care if they socks matched. They didn't care if they took a bath, wake up in the morning, didn't brush no teeth, and went straight out the door. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. But now, oh, you can't tell them nothing. Baby, they is
Hmm.
shopping in two tacks, cleaner than a Christmas chitlin. I tell you, they would every time you see them, you swear they was just dipped in gold. So yeah, no, they do it for themselves.
I
Yeah.
went through that transition with Braylon, and Lord have mercy, Jesus. It- That's some same song for 3 days ago. Take them out, honey. Begging for a bath. I mean, and probably within the last year or two. I
Mhm.
don't have to tell them to bathe anymore. I don't have to tell them how you put deodorant on, you brush your teeth. Because when you go to school and your breath stinking, okay, they're going to tell you and you going to remember because 2 years later, they're going to still be talking about that now.
20
You know.
years later. 20. They say 20. 20.
So I had to tell him,
Yes.
We gotta care about this hygiene because, as
Mm-hmm.
I call the school, the streets ain't nice, honey. And they gonna remember when you slacking, okay? Not when you got yourself all GQ together, when your line messed up, they gonna
Mm-hmm.
remember. And they used to talk about my baby being bald headed in school. Now he had a line in the fade, but because he had the spikes with the sponge, my baby was bald headed. And I said, honey, if that's the only thing they worry about, I'm doing good, okay?
There you go. There you go.
As long as you ain't busted, we'll keep at that bound spot.
Right.
That mess can grow. We can shade that in. But no, like Morgan, and like sometimes he'll put his deodorant and his cologne smells the same, y'all. So
Mhm.
when he put both on, boy, get out my car. What? Get out my car. So I said, hey, if you took a bath, you ain't got to put all that on.
That's right.
Take a bath. Take a bath.
Let
Just
them
get the put
layer
on.
up. That's layers. You got to layer it up.
It's the same layer though, girl.
But cologne does not have funk.
No,
It does
I
not.
said if you stink, baby. Take a bath. Take a bath, please.
So body image, no matter what size you are, starts
Matter.
from good hygiene. So
Yes.
Absolutely.
that's the foundation of it all. So it doesn't matter, and that I think that's the most beautiful thing is that you can be put together and all of that, no matter what size you are. I've seen some, ladies that may be larger than me, and they got their stuff together, but you can't tell that
Putting it
nothing.
on. Do you hear
Put
me?
put that on. Put it on. Put the
Put
shit
it.
on. Put it on.
Yes, yes. Lord, we doing a little cut. Y'all listen. We
Bleep
gonna
it
talk
out.
about God on here
Bleep
too
it
now.
out.
We doing a little cussing too, but
Bleep it out.
we
Bleep it out.
we believe that it's okay. Because I cuss too just like they cuss. So but yes, and I be looking like, oh my God, like girl, I am not that bold. I really applaud them for
Mhm.
putting it on. I'ma tell you to put it on. Even though I ain't bold enough. But if you bold enough, I'ma hype you up, sis. I'ma hype you up. Keep
There's
going.
been a lot of good there's been a lot of good progress in full figured women's clothing.
Yes.
No, Cloud 77 has a lot of good clothing online that you can get that's, it's breathable, it fits good, and it doesn't matter what size you are, it'll fit you from size 2 to size 44. So, just people just need to go out there and look for the things and don't make your children feel bad and put them in clothes that's too small for them. Put them in clothes that actually fit them to help them feel better about themselves when they go to school. I cannot stand to see a young child going to school and their clothes not fitting because you don't want to buy husky size or you don't want to buy the size that fits them appropriately. It don't matter what the number is. Just buy it.
Hmm.
Does not, because Morgan been in Husky for the past couple of years, and Morgan is that kind of child. If he don't like it, he ain't wearing it. So I have to buy what he likes.
Mhm.
Like he's not gonna wear it. I called myself one time, y'all, buying some shoes on discount. That boy
I,
wrote up
s-
them
I
shoes.
see where this is going. This is not going.
That boy wrote up them shoes. So he's not the kind that's gonna ask for a lot, but it has to be what he wants.
Mhm.
And that might be part of my fault because I gave him their freedom. You have to, I guess, I want you to have your own identity early in life.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I gave you that platform. So now I gotta go with what you like. If I
But
want my
money
money's
is a
worth,
money's
Hmm.
a factor though.
yeah.
I know for me trying to put shoes and clothes on 6 kids, I can't it wasn't affordable for me to do what maybe was mainstream, them Jordans or whatever. They had to get what they got. Now, I made sure it was clean and I made sure it fit good, but it might not have been necessarily what they wanted. So having one, y'all might be able to do a little bit more. And in sports, y'all are doing some amazing things with your kids in sports
Yeah.
because I know football's expensive.
Thank God for one. Hmm.
The helmet alone, he lose a helmet, he ain't playing.
That's it. Yeah. I
The
mean,
youth helmet was
and
like 175. So the helmet alone, if he doesn't keep up, I don't even know where it said. I hope it's.
Is there help for like parents to afford those things?
So sometimes the coaches might have some left over from the year before
that
to
mhm,
Okay.
help. Or
Okay.
they do fundraisers. You just can't be too proud to ask for help because
Okay.
you
absolutely,
might be depriving your baby of a future. He might be the next NFL
absolutely.
player of your family.
Hmm.
And the cleats be like $60. I'm not buying J's, the Jordan cleats.
Right.
No. The $60 ones is what you them feet get to work and they work good in them. So
Okay, so when your kids go to NFL, make sure Titi Fifi is remembered.
I got you. You must have seen my post, but I said if I become a millionaire, I know who my friends and family is. Ain't nobody else. I already know. But no, it's just you want your child coming from us being plus size and probably been teased. We probably do
Mhm.
look at our kids differently. We do
Mhm.
probably more lenient on them becoming who they want to be.
Mhm.
Right.
And if the parent has healed, they will be mindful of what they say to the child. But the parent has to at least, even if they haven't healed, at least have enough train of thought to know, hey, when I was growing up, this bothered me. So I can't say this to my baby.
Yeah, I know I'm still on a healing journey because my weight fluctuates. There's sometimes I will be when I first started the Mississippi Plus America pageant, I was on the smaller side. And they were like, "Ooh, you barely making it. You don't I didn't quite fit in with the little tiny folks and I didn't really fit in with the technically plus size." And it's like, but my weight fluctuates. Now I can't even fit the jean outfit I wore to the state pageant. The little belt don't fit me no more because it fluctuates. So I'm
Mhm.
blowing up right now. So that messes with your mind when you can't wear what you used to wear last week or last month. That does something to your mental, because then you start feeling bad and you want to start being like, oh, what did I do? What did I eat? But a woman's body just fluctuates. That's just what we do. There's certain times of the month, even though I'm a little older, mhm, my body still fluctuates certain times of the month.
Mhm.
It's a mental roller coaster with that.
Mhm.
And people don't understand how one day you might be small and then the next day you might be bigger and it could just
Hmm.
simply be bloated and don't even know it. You don't even know it. And you have to maybe take something that'll help with your gut to lower your stomach.
Hmm.
Um but I don't know why. I'm okay with you feeling how you feel, but keep your comments to yourself.
Mm.
People don't know how to do that, honey.
Yeah, just because I don't know. Some people like if I say you had an issue with something that was sensitive to you, you won't want me to say anything to you.
Mm.
So what makes you think you could say something to me? Keep your mouth closed. Like if it's something I don't feel like should be done or warned, y'all know I'm like, what okay. But I'm not gonna come up to you and say, hey, I don't think you should have did it that way. I don't think I have that much audacity. That it's the audacity of saying you shouldn't do this. Like how you gonna tell me I shouldn't be in a pageant?
if I'm your friend, I'm not gonna, I would never tell anybody not to be in a pageant. I'm gonna support you if I'm your friend, but we're gonna have a conversation. But strangers, heck no. Family members, I don't really, I don't put 2 cents in that. But if it's constructive, supportive conversation, okay, great. But if we haven't built that rapport, yeah, stay on your side of the street. I'm not gonna. Nobody asked for you. Nobody pulled your chain.
Correct. And
Taking
and and that's
away.
and that's one thing I had to learn as an adult. And I'm gonna kind of get off, but I'm gonna veer back on. Um, in my mind, I feel like when you are a plus size individual, you already have to me a strike against you because most of the time people have had issues mentally, emotionally, whether it be family members, friends, significant others, husbands, wives. You already down yourself. You already down your
Mm.
body image. You already down so many other things. Then you get out in the public, going to school with the public, working with the public, and whether they seem to know you or not, it seems like they have a whole lot to say.
Mhm.
Most of the time, it is not positive. We are living in a world and a generation where sadly negativity gets more publicity than positivity.
Mm.
So if you already don't somewhat have your mentality or your emotional self together, you're going to have a more difficult time being comfortable and true to yourself. And,
Yeah.
and even at the age of 35, and I'm gonna go and put this out there because people have asked and people have said, I had a gastric sleeve. I did. I don't regret that because I feel like that's something that I needed to do. I thought about it for years. I was scared to do it, and I decided to do it. I have been made fun of about my weight. I don't know how long, and now I'm being called skinny mini, and I'm looking like, who, who you talking to? Because I still see my body. I still see who I am. And even though, yes, I have lost 80, 85 pounds and counting, I still see that Sherelle from last year. I still see that Sherelle from middle school, from high school.
Mm.
And I've had people, well, what's your goal weight? I mean, you don't need to look sick. You don't need to look like no crackhead. I'm like, and some of these are people I don't know, barely know. Um, and it's like, well, why did you do it? Why you just didn't lose weight the regular way? Honey, I've been trying to do that for 15 years, 20 years.
You got to do what you need to do for you and quiet that noise from other people. You want to
Yes,
be healthy and be here for your son and be able to be out there on that field and watch him play and all of that stuff.
right.
Forget them folks. They're not in your house. They're not in your body. They don't know. They don't understand. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think one thing that we're learning in this pageant process is how to smile with grace and ignore some people and their comments. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely we're learning together to how to do. You look beautiful. You look
Thank you.
beautiful. Your shape is beautiful. I didn't know you back then, but if this is what makes you smile brighter, makes you feel healthier, I say
Mm-hmm.
go for it and do it. Ain't nobody else's business.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Mm-hmm. And some people knew, somebody asked me, I was on about it, but I said at one point in time, I was just going to be transparent about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like this was the appropriate time because I'm still plus size. I'm, still considered overweight to, my doctor, whatever. I do see, the nutritionists and stuff, but they are encouraging me still And I mean that, that's what I need, because the gastric sleeve, these weight loss surgeries, those are not easy way outs. You still have to
Mhm.
watch what you eat. You cannot eat and drink at the same time. I still have to have discipline. But what I do thank God about is that I kind of felt better about me and myself even before the weight loss journey, because at one point in time my self-esteem was just awful. Like I just was like, oh, they be like, girl, you pretty, and I'm like, thank you, not really believing what people was telling me. So I'm glad that I kind of got in a mental space before I even considered and thought to have this
Mhm.
process done, because that's what helps me to make me feel better about everything. Um,
So do they have you to go through like some emotional counseling before you do the surgery?
yes. So they first ask you, why do you want to do it?
Mhm.
And then I had to see a nutritionist. I had to, see the surgeon, and you'll ask you, how serious are you about this? Why do you want to do it? What's your long
Right.
term goal? So
Mhm.
once all that came to pass, yes, you do see a psychiatrist. Um,
Okay.
and I think that is very appropriate, because you are technically in turn going to be a new person mentally, physically.
Mhm.
Some people lost friends. Some people that was the fat girl turned into the skinny girl, and now the clique of best friends and friends they had is not dealing with them
Mhm.
anymore.
Mhm.
Instead of people getting the compliments they thought they were gonna get, oh, she was big, now you look sick. What you doing? Type of deal, and they ask you, where are you emotionally right now before
Right.
surgery? And I do feel like that is appropriate. I also had a post-op visit with the psychiatrist, I think 6 months after
Mhm.
I had the procedure done, and he kind of asked me, how are you feeling right now? How's your anxiety? How is your, social relationships? Because
Right.
those things do matter. Um, and so I think I will go back and see him like a year. And so they do have you to intermittently see the psychiatrist to see, where you are, because with this pageant journey, weight loss is a journey.
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes it does not end. Some people have been battling with weight loss for God knows how long.
Mhm.
And so I got,
And how does Braylon, has he mentioned anything or has he commented at all?
so he has at first, he did not say anything. And I was like, okay, I ain't looking for him, but I mean, I know I kind of saw it quite a
Right.
bit. And I think at that time I had lost maybe like 50, 60 pounds. And he was like, I don't see a difference. I was like, okay, hold on a minute. So I went to my phone and I showed him a picture of me when I was like maybe 8 months ago. And he was like, oh, yeah, I see that.
Beautiful. I think that's great. He just see mama. He don't, and that's
Yeah.
and that's the thing
Right.
about parenting kids. When you love on your children, they don't see that wart on your nose. They don't see you 900 pounds. They don't see you.
They
They
don't.
just they just they just feel you loving on them.
Yes.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's beautiful. I think that's the most beautiful statement you could say. I don't see a difference. I see my mama and I love her. And that's it.
And even when I was my highest weight, he was like, mama, you still pretty. And I just be like, I
See?
love you. I love you. Already gonna get what you want. Go on.
So now, since he has noticed it, um, since you have lost weight, that probably has boosted your confidence and kind of helped with a few things. Do you feel like your relationship is better with him because of that?
It's about the same.
Okay.
It really is about the same. It really is not, a change, because I try to be transparent and
Mhm.
honest and who I was prior to the lifestyle change that I decided to do as far as going through with the surgery. So I really don't. It's really about the same, and I'm thankful for that.
Mhm.
My son has been probably the biggest supporter, or one of the biggest supporters that I have had prior to, during, now. I mean, he has been absolutely phenomenal. God
I
cannot
think
bless me with
I
somebody
think
better.
that's being a single parent. I think our kids sometimes turn into or become our best friends. And I don't know if that's necessarily a great thing all the time because that could put a lot of pressure on them. But the relationship with food, I know for me, when I was going through, diets or whatever, and I'd have my diet food, my kids was eating my diet food, and I'm like, wait a minute now, those are my Special K diet bars. Don't be eating up my food.
Hold on now. Special K got some good diet, but they got some good bars now. I'm sorry. I'm with the
They
kids.
do. But it
I'm with
costs
the
now.
kids.
It costs.
I'm with the kids on that.
Go get
Trying
your
to eat
Kellogg,
healthy.
go get your Kellogg Pop Tarts and leave mine alone.
Right. But we want them to have a healthy relationship with food, but don't, you know what I'm saying? It was, I bought that for you and trying to establish a boundary, but then it's like, I don't want to tell them no, but mama hungry and I'm not trying to eat all your sugar. So you eat your stuff and let me eat mine. So now that you're on your weight loss journey and you've lost and you've done such an amazing job, is there a healthy relationship that Braylon has with food? Does he, because you're eating less, so how does that work?
So even before that, I try to tell them, look, you want to be like Popeye, you want to be strong, you got to eat your spinach, you got to eat your broccoli. And then the hardest part I had was when I first got done and I was only on liquids. Good, oh my Lord. You talking about hungry and then having to make him a whole meal. That was difficult.
Mm,
I always try to make sure that he always had a vegetable. So I still, tried to do those things. Um, it kind of has made Braylon be more mindful of like portion control to a certain extent, even though he eats twice a day dinner. But I don't really make a big deal about it necessarily because he is in football. This is second year doing off league football, so he burns a lot of energy. I also have him in a summer camp. Thank you, Miss Queen, for taking my son in. They do a lot of stuff going to like parks and stuff. So, if he probably was not in anything,
mm-hmm,
and just playing video games, I probably would not be as lenient right now. Um,
mm-hmm,
but I do try to make sure that he drink a lot of water instead of sugary drinks. I don't even buy sugary drinks at all because I could buy a 12 pack of Cokes or something like that. 3 days is gone. So
mm.
I don't even I get
Now,
these
say you drinking them or him? Who
him,
who drinking them?
him.
No.
Now now before now, do I drink a Coke every night? I do every now and again. But definitely not like I do, or was at one point in time. But
Mm,
he does not have any self control when it comes to chips. He don't have any self control when it comes to drinks. He do not have any self control when it comes to those processed foods. So I have to kind of, like I said, I don't buy drinks at all. I might get him one if we
out.
go to the
Yeah.
Chinese place or something like
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
because he'll be in kidney failure. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we were talking about money and grocery shopping and stuff like that. There's the healthier options cost it's so much more, and or the packages are so much smaller. But I
Mm-hmm.
applaud you for that. I know when my kids were, I definitely bought more fruits and vegetables, utilized the farmers market because we lived in California and there were farmer markets every weekend. So you could get, fruits and vegetables for inexpensive. And this is Mississippi. It should be some farms or something, but it's hard to find, you know, fruits and vegetable stands that's not expensive.
And,
So,
and organic is more,
mm-hmm,
but it does last longer. So sometimes I do bite the bullet and try to buy a few things that are organic, but
mm-hmm,
it does cost. And to me as a single parent, I personally feel like the summertime is the most expensive for a
yep,
parent because you have these summer things that's going on. They're at the house more, they're eating more. If they are
Mm-hmm.
in extracurricular activities, you got to buy uniforms. And like my son grew out all his clothes. So I'm having to try to do that. I'm going to have to try to buy uniforms, food. And so, sometimes I'm having to do different things to, hey, make sure, hey, there's food.
Mm-hmm.
Me trying to make sure I'm paying summer fees and everything else. So, but I guess I'm kind of saving a little bit because I know I don't eat as much, but I'm just finding.
Well, your profession is lucrative. So you picked an awesome profession to be
Yeah.
in. So, um, for me, I was an administrative assistant. It was rough with 6 kids, and I didn't have a whole lot of help, but there were angels out there to help. So I appreciate them. Um, it was a family that adopted us and helped us out. But I agree with you. It's not the easiest thing, and sometimes you have to sacrifice to get the better
Hmm.
option for your children.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, we done took over.
I know. I'm
No, I
sorry.
mean that's the point. Like when I say we sitting on the couch, I'm not a traditional person. So if they feel like I should be more forceful, no. I want more than one perspective on what's
Mhm.
going on.
Right.
So, and it's rude for me to cut y'all off. You know, you're not gonna be rude with me, so I'm not gonna be rude with you. But I let people talk. I don't know what when my listeners come, I don't know what all they're gonna be looking at, listening to.
Mhm.
I don't know what God wants them to hear at that time period.
Amen.
So
Amen.
Mhm.
I don't want to stop you from telling because you technically now you're telling basically how you are functioning through the pain. Your first pain was I was told I was a big girl. I didn't like it. I didn't like it myself. So I did
Mhm.
something to change it. So now I'm trying to help prevent my baby from having the same issue. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it might not be me asking Q&A questions, but the answers are getting told. Like we're doing a lot for our kids. That's
Yeah.
how we are parenting through our pain. The pain of being plus size, or the pain of just simply feeling like you're not enough because you were told
Mhm.
Woo.
you weren't enough growing up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or you weren't
Yeah.
told it enough. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're learning, we're expressing to people how we are going through the pain. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. If I take my time and cook for Morgan, we'll be good. But by the time I then got home, I'm tired.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
half the time I don't want to cook.
Meal
I'll be
prep,
honest.
baby. Meal prep. I watched this lady on TikTok and she inspired me because she said on Sunday she'll go to the grocery store, get all her ingredients, and she'll put it in a gallon Ziploc freezer bag and put the meat, the seasonings, all the stuff in there and make a whole week full of meals in there. And then every day she get up, she put it in the crock pot, turn the crock pot on, go to work, come back, the meal is done. That's how I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then sometimes, let's be transparent here. We might not have the money
Mm.
to do all of that. You know. Yeah.
See?
Hello.
Felicia
For
is
the girls,
hilarious.
for the girls that ain't, that just the money ain't there sometimes. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you might barely can get that 4 for 4. And it ain't good for 'em. But at least your
Right.
baby ate. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
It ain't good, but your baby ate. You telling me I
Mm-hmm.
gotta go to practice, football practice,
Woo.
3 times a week. I even told the coaches, I said, look, I'm tired. He ain't playing next year. They said no. He playing. He gonna age on now. So here I go as a mom. Okay, let me put my Supergirl cape on. Let me go sit out here. I want to go home. Like that little girl. I want to go home.
Mhm.
But as a parent, You don't want to stop them.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
More, I want him to reach whatever star it is he want to reach. I
Mhm.
don't want him to feel like his weight is going to stop him. And like I
Mhm.
said, him, do not let your grades prevent you from doing
Yep.
Mhm.
whatever it is you want to do.
And I tell my son, you are limitless to what you can do.
Yes,
The only
Mhm.
person to stop you is you.
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And my son is growing with me. I'm becoming a better adult because I have him. You get what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
I ain't the baby no more. You get what I'm saying? I'm the baby. I'm the baby of four. I ain't the baby no more. I have to move like a parent. So every year on his birthday, baby, one year I'm gonna have me a party. Do you hear me? We gonna parlay.
Yes.
One day I am so excited that I made it. We made it. We made it like whoo, we made it.
Yes,
So
Lord.
and I didn't have the best experience when I first got found out I was pregnant. To
Mm.
be honest, Morgan wasn't expected. Let's be honest. I love him, and I'm not saying that I don't want him. I
Right.
chose to have him. That was my choice. But I was good parlaying. Baby, I was good. I was good going out and by the time I'm 30, yeah, we gonna get married and we gonna have a baby. Oh, I had a baby by 26 and we still ain't married, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it definitely is all right. But I I had to go through the pain of being a single mother, accepting that.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Waking up, trying. I was in survival mode. I'm still in it.
Absolutely.
Funny. Now, see, I got pregnant at 18, got married at 19, had 6 kids, was married for 12 years. I didn't plan to be a single parent after 12 years with 6 kids. I didn't know what all that was going to entail. And I'm working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet and getting things done. But God had a plan for you, had a
Mhm.
plan for me. There's a plan, and the only thing that kept me going was faith. That's the
Yes,
only thing that kept me going is there's a plan. I know you got a plan. I trust it. I trust the plan, but it was rough. It was rough, and like I say, the connections matter. So you gotta
It
have
does.
faith, and it's hard to trust other people with your personal business, with your story, or whatever. But what is gonna be is gonna be. So reach out, connect with other people. If money is a problem, go in with a sister friend and y'all go in together and buy bulk stuff at Sam's Club and meal prep together. And, if you tired and you got a sister friend that's taking her son to practice, let's alternate weeks so I can get a break. We've got to support each other. That's how we manage this pain a little bit better. We don't have to suffer on our own and struggle by ourselves. We need to support each other more. And I know as Black women, that's been a struggle also. Um,
mhm,
so I I don't have all the answers, but I believe in that 100%.
And you got some great answers.
yeah.
I
Like
mean,
right now,
absolutely.
y'all. I do believe God. I had Morgan to sit me down.
Mm,
Makes sense. To
mm,
sit me down. I had to learn how to not control things. I had control issues. That was
mm,
that was one of my issues. And hey, I still fight the air sometimes. I still fight it, okay? I was just fighting it the other day. I still fight the air. But I had to learn how to sit down. And I'm gonna be
mm,
honest with y'all. I really did learn how to sit down, like truly sit down. So I broke my ankle and I ain't had no choice. But let me tell y'all what happened. I said, God, show me what it means to have faith. Because I had a lady prophesy over me on the phone. She said, you're gonna get another job. And on that job, you're gonna be saying, you could do this, you can't do this. If you don't do this, you can't do that. The lady was right. Okay. I end up getting one of them
Mhm.
kind of jobs where
Okay.
Mhm.
if you don't give me all the paperwork, you can't make money. You just can't do it. I can't make you do it. Now I can help you, but if you don't do it, I'm not gonna approve it. You need to do this. But I woke up and was like, God, I want to know what that feel like. I want to know what faith is like because prior to that, I was so negative. Oh my God, not negative towards my son. Well, I ain't been a perfect mom. Okay, I had to learn. So I had to realize I had to learn how to be grateful through the pain. The
Mhm.
pain of being a single parent, the pain of being in survival mode. And like me and my sister were talking, she said, "Hey, you're a great mom, but you might need to go back to therapy for these
Mm,
next couple of years because
yes, ma'am.
what you learned the first time did not help. Yeah, well, it helped, but it might not
Mm,
work this go around. I got a preteen. You get what I'm saying? What
yep.
I got, girl, who in here?
That's me.
Oh,
I,
I forgot. I forgot we got the caption on. Okay, Lord have mercy. Yeah, I go, who in here?
go to therapy. I recently went back to therapy because there was some things I had to work out. But I have to jump. I love y'all. Thank you for the
I love you as well.
conversation. We'll hook up again later, but I do have to jump. I'm so sorry. Thank you so
Oh, that's
much.
fine.
I love y'all. Have a great evening. Go to therapy, girl. Everybody needs therapy. Go. Enjoy
Okay, thank you. But y'all, Felicia had to go, but hey, me and Sherelle still gonna keep the party going.
And that's
But
right. That's right.
keep it going. But no, like I really feel like now I'm truly starting to understand what God is trying to teach me. Like I
Mhm.
said, I still fight that air. I fight it, but I didn't calm down until I said, "Okay, God, show me what it's like. Show me to have understanding. Show me to really show me how to do this so that I can be more understanding." The pageant was not part of the plan for me, baby.
Me neither. Me neither.
But I think the plan for God was do this pageant, come back and find yourself because I had lost myself. I had lost myself in survival mode. I had lost myself and I thought I had somebody worth talking to. Just the annoyance of relationships, yeah, situationships, whatever you want to call them, however you want to look at them, they're
Mhm.
annoying.
Mhm.
And I was fed up, and I said, God, show me, show me how to put faith in you, like truly put faith in you. And last
Mhm.
year, that's all I could do. All I could do was get up and go to work.
Mhm.
That's all I could. All I could do was try to make sure I was nice to Morgan. I wake him up in the morning on a gentle tone so his day won't be messed up. I try to make sure he go to sleep, stuff like that because I know lack of sleep can affect me like real bad to where I'm
Mhm.
irritable.
Mhm.
So all day and it could go left. So we just we don't want to do it that way. But it's just like she said, faith, like having faith, being able to walk that walk with him. Girl, it was like I felt like you know how they say the hem of his garment. Girl, it felt like
Mhm.
I had that garment like this. Where you
Mhm.
going? God, where you going? We going together.
That's
Whatever
right.
you finna do, we going. We go together. We going together real bad, God. Like I'm tired. We going together real bad. And now I constantly ask God, God, please give me this soft girl. I need the soft girl. I need to become a girly girl. And that pageant helped. The
Mhm.
pageant, girl, that was the first time I ever got makeup done.
And
Now I'm
you look
over here
so nice.
like, here I go, ooh, I need to get this.
When
Yeah. Like, okay, what? You to get this done. Like me and my friends want to go see Jesus. Yes, I want to go see Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm gonna have to get my makeup done before I go. Oh, remember class reunion, baby? I had a couple of wigs, couple of colors.
You was
We just
nice
picked
now.
it up. You get what I'm saying? So now I see the fruits of the pain I went through. So I know not to do that no more. Not to allow it to get to. It's okay to not be okay, but we can't stay in the not okay.
That's right. And two, while you were talking, I was thinking about this as well. We never think about how God may have gave us children while we were going through a pain in our life, if that makes any
Hmm.
sense. When I got pregnant with Braylon, I was in my first semester of nursing school. Around the time I found out I was pregnant, my sister had also died. My child's father's grandmother died 3 months prior to my sister dying. And so the same year my sister died, 7 months to the day my sister died, my water broke. Again, I was still in nursing school at my parents' house. Broke. I'm like, like this
What
can't
you
be
gonna
real.
do?
Right. But I had to trust God. I had my son November the 10th of 2012. And before I know it, November the 9th of 2013, my grandma died. And I didn't I didn't question God when I got pregnant because I knew it was him. I know that sounds real crazy, but I knew that was him.
No, it don't.
But three people that were special to me died, and one person was conceived. And that meant a lot because not only did my dad lose his daughter, he lost his mom. That was my last living grandparent. My sister no was not able to see my son. My grandmother was able to see Braylon a few times before she died. But that is a moment that I had to trust God and I had to really try to get me together as a mom. At the time, I was still dating his father, and that was difficult because having a child when you're 22 changes the whole dynamic of you, the person that you may have been, dealing with. And I wanted to keep my family. And so I dealt with some things that I should not have. But I do believe that that molded me to be a stronger mom. I think that it made me to be a stronger person. And I had to realize if you were not with that person, it's okay.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, my mental was important for me to have to be able to take care of a child mental that I had to mold. Um, but then once I really truly saw, hey, even though I was single mama from the jump, like, okay, this man is not gonna be there. The time of me having to really get in survival mode as a mom began. And then I was still in nursing school. I did not work because I knew that I was not gonna be able to work, have a 2 month old, go back to nursing school. So I sacrificed not working to become a nurse and be able to take care of my son on the back end. And it's nobody but God that got me through that. I would have my son crying while I'm trying to study for exams, going to clinical. Like it was absolutely extraordinarily hard, but God allowed that to be. I did a lot of sacrificing as far as not going out with friends while I was in nursing school. Even when I first became a nurse, I was working 12 hours, what we call a 3-2 split, working 5 days a week, 1 week off, 2, picking up overtime to make sure that I did not have to try to ask anybody else for anything. And then, even to this day, 12 years later, going on 13 years later, I find myself as a mom overcompensating because there's only one parent. I'm gonna try not to cry. That is one of my biggest things. You know, I'm trying to give him everything he wants because the father's not present, or feeling like I just gotta do everything. I just gotta do the best that I can. And I have to tell myself, Sherelle, if you cannot do something, it's okay. If you want to go out and do something because you work 60 hours a week, that's okay. Your child got good grades. You're keeping a roof over his head. He fed. You got him in football. I have to tell myself, like, Sherelle, you're doing enough.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, it's the same thing over again. Like, am I really doing my best? Am I giving my son all I got? How does he feel about all this? And then sometimes I feel like my mistakes in life are his consequences. How can I make it better?
So, with that, I played a part in me being a single parent, if that makes sense. I chose
It
wrong.
does.
Okay?
It does.
I chose wrong. But it's not it's not his fault. And I'm definitely not overcompensating. You're gonna get what you get with me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try my best. If I can't do it, I just can't do it, baby. Like and that's just how I tell him. Um, like this earlier this year, my baby made All Star, and I'm like, this? How am I pay for this? But I was, girl, God made a way. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Your baby is not lacking because of that decision. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You made a decision. You have lived through your decision, so now you're trying to make a better life for you. You get what I'm saying? And your baby. You are
Mhm.
doing that boy in football. Technically, and people might get upset. We're not obligated to do nothing outside of making sure they got food and somewhere to stay. All this extra stuff we choose to do. We don't have to do because it's kids that don't get it. You get what I'm saying? And don't feel bad if it come a time you can't do it. Don't feel bad if it come a time you put yourself first. Some people might feel I shouldn't have did that pageant, but I needed to do that pageant for me. For me, not nobody else. For me, I had lost myself. You get what I'm saying? I done been in that dark place before. So I did it for me. I need to find myself, baby. I'm a whole fool out here. Lord, let me just say, not say fool, but I can be that girl, and I had lost that. I had lost that. So if me sacrificing and paying for this pageant to find myself again, I'm down. I'm gonna do it again if I need to. Now, do I want to do the pageant? No. Mm. Time I did my part. I found myself. That's how we got here today because of the pageant. And who knows what all will come just from me simply doing Mississippi Plus America pageant and finding myself again and coming out of the shadows. Because I'm the kind of person I be like, for years, I didn't model my own stuff. I didn't model it. I had someone else to do it. And God blessed me with that, with the ones that did it. You get what I'm saying? But now, I'm coming up front. You gonna see me. What's
That's right.
good? Like what's good? But that came from the pain that I had gone, went through and losing myself. I was never told I was ugly. If I was told I was ugly, I just ain't your type, and I'm cool with that. Cause you might not be cute to me. It is what it is. Everybody got their preference. But
Mhm.
I am finding myself again. I'm trying not to make the same mistakes. I'm trying to make sure I learn from whatever I went through during that time period, during that darkness, to where I can still make sure my light shines. And being a single parent, don't always do what you feel is best. But if it come a time that you don't do it and you can't do it, don't beat yourself up because you're doing more than some parents do. You get what I'm saying? Your baby got more. It's football. I don't know how much it is for y'all, but it ain't cheap.
Mhm.
You might have to buy padding or cleats every year. The
Mhm.
helmet alone, you get what I'm saying? Let alone sitting out there in the heat.
Did it. Just past 4 5 hours. I was out of commission for the rest of the day.
Girl, you see on my face.
I
Like
was out.
I luckily one of my he went to Tougaloo with me. Luckily, he has a son that's on Morgan team. And everything that my friend Rod, he has everything that I would need to actually be comfortable out there. Because if not, I would be miserable. Like, and I don't know much about football, and people be like, "Why you don't know about it?" Because that's my baby sport. I want him to come to me and say, "Mom did this, Mom did that."
Right.
Oh, okay. And see, people don't understand that sometimes parents can make you not want to play stuff. Negativity can cause you get
Absolutely.
pain, like childhood pain. So I just be like, hey, just make sure you run faster. Cause you told me you want to be able to catch the ball. You need to be able to run fast. So, and I tell him, hey, it's okay. He's quick for his size, but make sure you keep going. Like,
Mhm.
don't. And if he feel bad about something, I try not to even know, so I can't feel no type of way about it. But keep going. That's all I can say to you because I don't know what you're doing, but it'll get better. You get what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
we as parents, we beat ourselves up so much when we doing our best. And it might not be done the way other people feel it should be done.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
done. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Sometimes the people outside looking in can say things, and like my mom always tell me, it ain't what you said, it's how you said it.
Mhm.
You could tell me something needs to be done, but talk to me nicely, because I'm gonna shut down on you. I know I will.
And that's why I try to make sure, and I have done it before. I try my best not to fuss up Braylon at the beginning of the day. If I
Yeah.
do, I think about it all day because I'm like, Lord, I done set this for a tone for the day, you know.
Mhm.
And I feel like, he can have a bad day because I don't went off on him. But at the same time, I have to let him know, hey, if I tell you something, that's what I mean.
Girl. So if I spend a night in my mama house because I don't feel like driving back to Jackson, and she know I gotta go to work, she's gonna constantly wake me up. I said, Mama, at this point, let me fend for myself. Don't do that, cause now I'm irritable.
Uh huh. And it sets the tone. He sets the
Yeah.
tone.
So I try my best not to yell at Morgan. I'm like, okay, baby, get up. Come on, get up. Now you start playing with me. Get on up. Like, come on now, get on up. But no, I try my best to talk to him. I try not to yell at him until I've had enough, and
Mhm.
I felt like that gentle parenting is going out the way. Like I'm wasting my breath. What's good? What's your problem? Like go find you something safe to do. Stop playing with me. Uh, like
Seriously.
what is your problem? But a lot of the calmness I have, like I have said before, I learned to choose wisely. My jobs, I try to choose peaceful jobs. I remember when I worked at Comcast, me and Morgan had a best relationship because I was irritable so much because I heard so much negativity in my ear. Not saying that I was incompetent or anything, but they just was negative because of the company that I worked for. So now, if he come, hold on, girl, he bouncing that ball. Zoom call, don't be laughing. Okay. Hi,
You are fine.
baby. Let y'all know what's right. We human gone, little boy. They're like, who was that gone, little boy? But no, we just I even forgot what we were talking about. But no, I think we're doing good. to have gone through everything we have gone through. First
Mhm.
of all, you grieve. I'm gonna applaud you because you grieve three people while pregnant. I'm gonna let that sit in. You grieve three people that were significant to you. First of all, your sister is your sibling. She know you before anybody else knows you. She won't even see your baby come. The plans y'all probably talked about as a child, she's not gonna see. So that alone can hurt and affect your baby. You stayed calm enough for that. And it might have been times you did not want to get up to go to work, but you knew what you had to do. So you kept going. And I went to therapy because I didn't want Morgan to I didn't want to be the reason Morgan sat on the couch. And I just was so emotional. I cried a lot while I was pregnant. And luckily my doctor was like, "Hey, I think you need to go see a doctor. Like, we got a counselor over here. You want to go see her?" And I went and saw her, and she told me, I said, "Well, I'm just scared. I'm not gonna be a good mom. I'm just, whew, I'm scared. Like, I'm scared that I am whatever issues I have, I'm gonna portray on him." She said, "Well, first of all, the fact that you're worried about that made you a good parent anyway. That was the start because he's not even hearing you care that much about him to where you go to therapy."
Mhm.
Then you had his, that was his grandma that died, right? Well, his great grandma died. She is his great grandma. You're grieving that because he won't even see her. You get what I'm saying? And you probably was trying to help his daddy get through the pain. Oh, okay. We don't talk about that. But you probably was trying to help him get through the pain. And like you said, everything was changing around you. Girl, you probably felt like it was a whirlwind. I have felt that way. I know what that feels like. I felt that way about 2, 3 years ago. I just couldn't do nothing but just sit there and I was like, okay, it feels like the wind is going and it's moving fast.
Right. And then too, because I was pregnant around the time my sister died, I don't truly feel like I had time to grieve.
You did. And you still might not even have a chance to really grieve
I agree.
because you've been on mommy mode since you,
She died.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so Morgan, my nephew died, my nephew died, my sister-in-law died, and my dad died all at one time,
Phew.
like in within the year. Now, my nephew, I the day I got the call was weird, but I didn't expect it. I
Mhm.
expected
Mhm.
my daddy to die for him
Mhm.
because my daddy had congestive heart failure, and and his nurse told us, "Hey, y'all got about a year. Get everything in order. Get prepared. You got about a year." My daddy lasts 11 months, so I kind of was okay. But when my nephew died, I didn't have that time. I was like, "Oh yeah, I done had enough. Okay, I ain't checking myself in nowhere, but I'm finna take the leave of absence." And I actually was able to grieve him and to take a little breather from the negativity at work. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times, if it was up to our parents, we wouldn't take these leaves out. We'll still go to work a lot. I'm gonna use who? I'm gonna take, okay, and I'm gonna say it that way. I'm gonna take a leave of absence, and I'm gonna use FMLA. That is what it's for. Do what you gotta do, okay? So now I don't. This job I got now, I probably would not have taken the leave of absence if it weren't for my ankle. But because it's a peaceful job. I really don't have a lot of stress. When I'm done,
Mhm.
I'm done. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But I had to. It had got so bad while I was doing that grieving process during that year to where I said, God, I'm tired. I need help. I just want to smile, God. I feel like I'm just mean. And I went to therapy. The therapist put me on, don't hold me to it, these names now, some mood medication, a mood stabilizer, um, some sleep medicine to make me go to sleep,
Mhm.
and one more thing. I didn't stay on it long because as I kept going to therapy, I realized, oh, you might just need to go to sleep. You need to go to sleep. You go to sleep, you might be all right. So I go to sleep. For real. That's why I said I have to watch being up. Like I was able to be up last night because I'm off tomorrow.
Right, right,
I
right,
can just go to sleep when I'm done.
right.
But I have to really watch it. And I have trained Morgan that when I'm not in a good mood, I'm like, baby, mama not in a good mood. Go. I'm gonna cook this and I'm finna go to sleep. Okay?
Mhm.
Mama not in a good mood. That's another way we can parent through the pain. I'm not
Mhm.
saying be absent to your child, but make sure your child understand, Mom, I'm human and I have bad days and I need you to respect that just like I had to respect when you have bad days. If that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have bad days, even though they ain't got no bills. They have bad days, but we have to make sure that we look at that
Mhm.
and we understand it. But I did have to sit down and cry in a car and say, God, I am tired. I can't do it like this no more. I don't want to have congestive heart failure. I don't know how you get it, but I need to be here. I want to live to be old. And I mean old. So the song Smile, I constantly played that by Kurt Franklin. And I just said, God, I just want to smile. Like, I really want to smile. And I've been cutting up ever since.
Good.
I've been
Yes.
laughing ever since. And I still have days where it's bad. I still have emotions of when things are not going my way, I might be irritated or something. But I'll be honest and let people know, hey, I'm gonna go over this way because I'm gonna get rude and I don't want to get rude. So let me leave you alone. But yeah, um,
But
parent,
parenting is a process.
uh
It is
huh,
a process. It is a process of you being responsible and caring for in the individual, depending on what age they are, to look up to you, to nurture them, to feed them, to encourage them, to do all the things that you essentially are needing to also do for yourself.
mm-hmm,
You have to do these things whether you're sick, whether you're depressed, whether you're sad, whether you're crying, whether you're mad, like you still have to be a parent
present.
at the end of the day. I remember when I had COVID in 2020. This was the 15-day, 14-day you had to be at home. Guess what? Braylon still had to get, I still had to make food. I still had to cook. I couldn't smell. I couldn't taste. He had to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I still had to make sure that he got his classwork out, even though it was virtual.
Yeah.
He coming in and out of my room, but sprained my ankle one time. I think he was 3, and I was staying at them apartments in Clinton that was a townhouse.
Mm.
I needed something. I had to crawl up them stairs with a crutch, or I mean, I mean, it still had to get done.
Yeah. You
Um,
still have to be present.
it did. And sometimes I find myself still trying to find myself over and over again as a mom, as a person.
But that means you're evolving.
Hmm.
So don't look at it as a like I'm still trying to find myself. Like I made the post. I'm about to be 38 and I still and wondering, girl, what are you gonna be? Like, what are you gonna do? I went in with the school and did everything I was supposed to do on paper, but what are you gonna do? Who are you? Are you who you think you are, or can you be better? Not beating myself up, but every year you're supposed to evolve into
Absolutely.
someone new. So as a mom, you still evolving, and you're gonna evolve. Braylon's gonna evolve with you. Morgan evolves with me. And I think where the issue comes in with that is we have to, once it's time to let them go, let them go. Not forget that you're their mom, but they have to see the world too. They might bump their heads, but make it a safe enough place for them to come when they bust their head.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That's a lot of things, and our parents' generation wasn't taught that. So they pushed some people out at 18, knowing good and well they should not have been. Or they made their life so hard to where they had to get out too early. And now we want them to. I'm not your friend. I'm still your mom, but at the same time, I need you to be okay.
That's
I
right.
I needed to be safe enough for you to come. Like, mom, this what happened. What I'm gonna do? And I have to practice on making sure I don't act a fool when you do come. Cause my
Hmm.
nerves they
Hmm.
got bad. You
That's
know
right.
what I'm saying? I gotta be like, oh Lord, oh, you know we got boys.
That's
Oh,
right. That's right.
yeah. I gotta be like, okay, okay, Keisha, answer this. So when your baby feel like coming back to you, I don't want to learn from my sister what's going on. I'm glad he feel comfortable with her, but I want to learn from my him coming to me and be like, Mom, this what happened.
Hmm.
Okay. Mm. Inside, I'm nervous. I'm shaking. But okay, all right, okay. This is what you got to do. But we have to make safe space because some of us didn't have that safe space. And I'm not
Hmm.
gonna even say I didn't have a safe space, but my mama is sensitive, so some stuff I couldn't. I probably was scared to go because I didn't know how it would affect her. I felt like it would affect her more because of that. Like she would have been disappointed or something to that extent. So even when we disappointed, still make it comfortable for them
Hmm.
to come to us and
Right.
talk. That's the that's the part we got to work through on the pain too. Make it comfortable, so they
Hmm.
won't get that same pain out. If they put themselves through that pain, it's their fault. But
Right.
the pain we went through, if we could avoid them going through that pain, let's avoid it.
Yeah.
But yes, I think we did good on this episode.
I think
Pretty
we did this
good.
question.
I think we did good. I can't wait to start letting people know about it. It will be on the 30th, which is my birthday. It's gonna
Okay.
yeah. I turned 38, been on this globe for 38 years, and I am so glad that we're talking about this. I'm so glad you feel comfortable with me. I'm not going to do too much editing, but you didn't cut up or anything, so we could.
Okay.
Um, I might have cut up a little bit. Felicia did good. We all did good. But this is the episode. We're gonna, cause baby, we've been on here a while, so we're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and end it here. Um,
And whatever I can do to help anybody, I am willing. You just say, hey, Sherelle, I need you to be ready at this time because I feel like beyond this passion, beyond being a parent, we are designed on this earth to help people.
yes,
You know,
this is how you get your blessings.
right. And that is my intent from now and way back then to the day I die is to help people in whatever form, shape, or fashion that I can.
Now I know we went to school together, so We were cool before the pageant. So
Absolutely.
I know. But before we leave, I want you to tell them your name and your title one more time. Also, since it's gonna be on the 30th, maybe they could donate between now and when do y'all go to nationals? July
So
what?
we will be in Texas or leaving for Texas July the 16th.
Okay.
And so in closing, I am Sherelle Lanier. I am Miss Magnolia plus America. And as she said, we are headed to nationals. And we'll be heading out July the 16th, and we will be there for several days. So I have had fundraisers and things to help me along this journey. And the last fundraiser that I do have is to color my dress. What that is it's a dress that, people donate, $5, $10 or whatever to. And that is for the expenses to help us, when we're down there. The hotel stay is ridiculously high, but I mean, I had to stay somewhere. Um, and whatever, expenses that there are is just basically, to help me during that time. I'm very excited about that journey, and I'm hoping that I can bring a national crown home. That is the goal. That is the goal, to have a Mississippi girl bring a national crown home. And so, if y'all want to help me in that journey, it is on my passion page, which is called Miss Magnolia. And then it's also on my primary page, which is my name, Sherelle Lanier. There are three ways to give, which is Cash App, PayPal, and then I do accept Apple Pay. I will be taking donations right up until I leave for national, which is July the 16th. Anything will help. So that is my little tidbit. So, and I
Okay.
also plan on doing a podcast with the young lady that you introduced me to about breast cancer. She is a breast cancer survivor that's in remission.
Woo, 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 woo. And I'm here for it. Now I do not have I now I did have a scare. I don't have breast
Mhm.
cancer, but I did have a knot. And I did get it checked out. And she's a very cool person. She will help you get that point across as you
Yes.
should talk about breast cancer because a lot of times look at us gonna start again. But a lot
Hey,
of times we're too scared to get checked.
yes.
Or we've seen what it does to other people.
Hmm.
And we just can't like they say on the we is no bad news. We don't want no bad news.
We don't.
And and me personally, it took me a while to get it checked because I didn't want that bad news. I
Right.
didn't want to know,
Right.
and that wasn't good. I had a feeling it wasn't anything because it would grow and then get small. And from what I read, it they normally don't get
Hmm.
do fluctuate like that. My weight wasn't fluctuating, but it was.
Hmm.
So, but I hope y'all can reach who y'all need to reach. And we will
Amen.
do a
Amen.
segment on cancer. I don't know which one it is, but it will be done. And we're gonna do one on the weight loss surgery. Um, and what your pros and cons and what you kind of gave them, but it'll be more of a free space. If I'm trying to get you other people to do it, but thank you
I'm for it anytime, anytime,
again.
anytime.
Thank you again. And I hope you guys like this. Um, and I hope this help you bring some peace. Whew, like that's the goal. The goal is to bring peace, and I hope we were an example of what God can do for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who, if you trust them, and you can fight the air. Who like me, you can fight the air and still trust them. But oh girl, and I mean fighting it hard. But we're here for you guys. One plus size sister to another. Thank you. Yes, yes. Show the love. But this is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoy and come back for the next. Thank you.
You let me know when you're ready, and I'll be here.
Okay,
God bless everyone.
hold
Have a
on, please.
wonderful rest of your week.
You too. Hold on. Okay.